Hello, everyone. Happy New Year. This is the first part of the year, and we're going to do the final installment of our music pod. I have the Davids on today. David Escamilla, David Lopez. We talk about music. And yeah, we get into some. Um, David gives his views on the movie Godzilla Minus One. It was just a good conversation. We do a little football as well, um, and I'll do a bigger football pod coming to this week, and an NBA one, resetting the NBA as we start January, and I'll do some soccer later on in the week as well. So that's what I have for you today. Music, and I hope you enjoy the pod. Hopefully, you had a good New Year's and a safe one with your families. Hopefully, this upcoming year is a good one for you, and hopefully, you find a good church. That's my prayer for you guys. You find a good church, and if you need to find a good church, reach out to the Arrows Up podcast um, email, arrowsup15 at gmail.com, and or the Arrows Up Instagram, and I'll give you some good churches in your area. I hope you find one. But that's what I have for you today. Enjoy the pod. Michigan won. Classic. The Rose Bowl is the granddaddy of them all, and man, that the Rose Bowl never disappoints. And Michigan wins in overtime versus Alabama. They're playing Monday versus the winner of Washington, Texas, and which seems it looks like it's going to be a really good game. 7-7 so far. So, but enjoy the pod. Thank you for listening. You're the Davids. How's your New Year? Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year. It was good. It's
Yeah.
pretty chill. I played somewhere, and then I went home right after because we played until midnight, like from 9 to midnight. So
Like at the
at that
church?
point, I was like, I'm going home. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
So
You played
yeah. How about you
where,
guys?
like at a service?
No, it was just like at the hotel that I usually play at. They just do music on New
Okay.
Year's Eve. Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
So dinner, dancing, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What'd you eat?
I had a chopped salad with a flat iron steak. And then I also had some chicken strips. So
Ooh, okay.
yeah, and the flat iron I had it medium, so it's
Oh,
nice.
come
Yeah,
on.
bro. Oh, you're one of those? Oh, you're like
Rare.
my dad,
I'm
dude.
rare.
Oh, rare. Oh, rare. Okay, that's fine. No, the rare's fine. I'm off the well done completely.
Oh
Because I
yeah,
grew
yeah,
up with
yeah,
that, and so my
yeah.
dad
I'd
like he
rather I'd
always
rather not
burns.
chew a tire.
Yeah, yeah, dude. So like they made tri-tip last night,
Nice.
and they do it well done, and I'm like, you ruined the piece of meat. Like the
Yeah.
tri-tip doesn't have a lot of, except for the fat cap, it doesn't have a lot of fat in the meat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're drying up all that flavor, all those juices. So
That's such a Hispanic Mexican thing, you know?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
what
Mom
would
always like,
do?
you're gonna get sick, you're gonna
Yeah,
die.
like
Eat it.
Adrian would make it like medium rare, and then my mom would still like go and like cook it so it's like completely cooked.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, dude,
Oh yeah,
you
dude.
ruined it,
So
bro. Like, you could just. What are you doing? What are you doing here?
I know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I had pot roast yesterday. Really good pot roast
Oh, okay.
and tri-tip mashed potatoes. I ate pretty good last night. Not even gonna lie. A plate of lasagna. It was good.
Ooh. Yeah, Sam made so there's tri-tip and then Sam made mac and cheese. And they had like chili, like some corn, like corn on the cob, I think baked potatoes.
Nice.
So yeah, they had a nice little solid thing going on.
That's cool. What'd you eat, dude?
Uh, my my in-laws made carne en chile with some potatoes and some beans. So I had that. My mom made some tamales.
What kind?
Just was chicken and pork, and then she threw a curveball and made some with birria.
Ooh,
Yeah, tamales. Just
Yeah, I didn't get to try it
okay.
because she said there was only a handful of them that were there. And I was like,
you should have played.
yeah, yeah, that's what happened. But that's what I had this New Year's.
That's cool. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions? Goals?
Mm,
Not really. I mean, I don't know. I guess honestly, focus a lot more on the music stuff with my band. Like we're gonna start releasing music soon.
Ooh, yeah,
So
nice.
just getting on that because it's
Dang, am
been
I gonna lose you? Is that what you're saying?
no, you need to chill, dude. Stop.
You're gonna
If
you
anything, this
you're
will be
gonna
better because
record you're
if
gonna
I go play
record
other
with me.
places, LA is like a big destination. So
You're
I'll
gonna
probably be able to do like
in
in
person
person
pods.
pods,
Oh, okay.
maybe. So I'm
I
just
I thought you were recording the first day of the year, and then to be like, all right, that's it. I'm out.
to announce my farewell. Like, oh, to whom it may concern. Like, nah, man, I
That's
would
so
never. But yeah, I'm honestly that's pretty much it, man. Just being a little more productive and cognizant of that. So
yeah. What does that
yeah.
entail? Like, what does that look like?
Uh being intentional about trying to write more music, like actually sitting down, putting ideas together,
Yeah.
showing it to the guys, and then kind of like brainstorming together, and then from that point, um, discussing, okay, like where are we going to record it? Are we going to hire someone to record this and track this and
Mhm.
that? Like right now, Sam's he's mixing one of our songs, so like
Sam is
lining up
incredible.
lining
Okay.
up those ducks, like just saying, okay, who's
Yeah.
going to be doing this? Who's doing that? Who's going to reach
Right.
out? Do we have a budget for that? Because since we get paid for gigs, like we try to put some money away for that kind of stuff. So
How much is that to have someone like produce slash mix a song? Is that expensive?
it varies. Some guys, I mean, obviously everyone has different rates, but
Yeah.
like
Like average?
so we so we track drums. So we like had drums recorded, and drums is different because drums you need a bunch of microphones, you need a room that sounds good,
Mhm.
and so the guy, our friend that helped us out, it was like he had like a day rate where it was like, okay, if you just want for the whole day, no matter how long it takes, if it's gonna be a long day, this is the rate. Or we do like a per hour rate. Some guys do like 75 per hour, 50 an hour.
Mhm.
Um, and then they add it up. But this guy gave us a good deal because we weren't there that long, and he's like, "Oh, I'll only charge you guys like this much," and it was kind of low. It was like I want to say it was like 350 for the entire amount of time we were there.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, bro, we'll just make it like an even 400 because you gave us like a good rate compared to how much you would have charged like a random stranger.
Right, right.
Otherwise, it would have been well over like 600-700 bucks like for
Yeah.
the day. Yeah, because they got to set
Damn.
up everything before, and
Oh, so
then
you gotta pay for all that. You're paying for
yeah,
the
yeah, like his
setup.
setup time, yeah, and then all because he's if he's bringing all his equipment to record, we don't have gear. So it's like those
Yeah.
things they're not cheap. Like all the different things that they use, like some of those
Mhm.
pieces of equipment cost like thousands of dollars. So if he's gonna
Right.
be there for like an 8-9 hour day of like setup time, recording, and then tearing down after we're gone, that's like. But he gave us a good price. So and then for mixing, some people do like a per song, like oh it's like 100, and I'll mix and match to the song. Like boom, that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but everyone's got their rates and fees and all that stuff. So
Right.
mhm. But yeah, so that's what I want to like put more time and energy into. So
You do?
Well, I mean, first I got to prepare for the new baby coming. So
Oh, congratulations.
yeah, thanks. So prepare for
You have
that.
another baby?
Yeah, I thought I told you.
No, no.
You haven't heard Eliezer like make the comment?
No, well, I didn't take him as like. I thought it's Eliza. Eliza
That's true. I'm sorry.
is constantly just talking.
Because Stephanie just asked me too. She's like, "So how's
Hey, that's
America with the
crazy.
pregnancy?" But yeah. So we're
Is this
getting
gonna
there.
be your second baby?
Yeah, second baby. So
When are you expecting the baby?
Oh,
April.
Dang, okay, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're expecting April. But we're supposed to tell the gender, so it's a boy. So
Oh, another boy.
yeah.
Dang, you got nothing but soldiers, bro. Dang.
Yeah. So I told America, like, I only make boys. I'm sorry. I was waiting for
She
this.
wanted a girl?
She wanted a girl at first, but I just kept waiting. I was like, if it's a boy, I'm gonna use that punchline.
There you go. Dang, that's sick.
yeah, okay.
You have any baby names?
That's
Yeah.
in 4 months, right? In April, right?
Yeah,
Dang.
4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. The name, it's gonna go Samuel.
Congrats.
Samuel.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Samuel's gonna be his name.
I think this is our first gender reveal and baby announcement on the pod.
There you go.
Dang, okay.
Started
Samuel,
off
all right.
good. Samuel Escamilla.
That's your brother's name, Samuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Samuel, yeah, Samuel.
He refuses to come on the pod.
He refuses? Why?
Refuses.
Why?
And that's the big question. We don't know why.
Is he scared?
He's
or...
just I think part of him is scared because he's not like if you get to know him, he'll talk and stuff, but I don't know. I mean, it's like when you see like someone who's like an analyst on TV, like they have a knack for just talking.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that wasn't a gift he like the Lord bestowed upon him. Like he didn't get that because he can talk, but just not like I don't know. So, but he loves basketball. He loves like all the stuff he talked about. He's into it. He just doesn't like talking.
And I talk to him about these things over text all the time.
Yeah. Like whenever a fight happens.
Times a week.
Well, have you thought of like somehow baiting him into just FaceTiming you and recording?
Him, I begged him, and he just. But Sam isn't that guy, so But I text with Sam about this stuff like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. So it's not like he doesn't know. He just refuses.
Yeah,
to
and we can't bait him because he's crafty too. Like he knows.
Yeah,
he knows
bro,
we want him on here.
He's like a cat. He's like a cat, bro.
Yeah. Even if you push him off a cliff, he'll still land on all 4 feet. Like he's ready to go.
If you trap him, he'll find a way to get out. And then when you're just not like thinking, he'll like come next to you and he'll like butter you up. And you're like, oh, he does like me. And then he'll like leave for like a few days and come back. It's like a cat, man.
Yeah, you're like, dang, dude. He'll stand you up. Like he's that cat that stands you up. Like you said, like you put the food out and you're expecting the cat to show up. Cat didn't show up, and you're heartbroken. You're like, damn, this cat really done broke my heart. Like,
and then you leave, and then he comes out, right?
yeah, and then he's there. He's like, dude, yeah, Samuel, what a guy.
You
honestly just finished school, and grow this pod, and grow the church. Three goals.
Nice. I saw you were hitting the gym too. You said you were hitting the gym.
And that's the 4th one, and hit the gym regularly.
Right on, man.
We went today. We went this morning. It felt so good, man.
What gym did you go to?
What have you been doing? Like you like cardio and weights, or just cardio? Like what do you do?
So just weights. Today I did a mile. I walked a mile incline. So I think I'm gonna add that like a mile incline.
Nice.
But just like weights. Yeah, the sauna feels good.
Do the sauna. Oh yes.
And then when I shower, I'm doing the like where you like just put it all cold and then you just walk under.
Oh yeah, the cold plunge.
Under it for like
it's all cold.
And it's like crazy, but it's
heck
like
yeah,
a rush of caffeine. It feels great.
What does that do? Like, does that relax your muscles, or does that
to relax, to like not be as sore, gives you natural energy. Supposedly, like it helps.
Yeah.
I don't know
It
if it
kind of like
helps you.
shocks your system too. Like,
Yeah, so it's like burning fat, like helps you liver.
Is that why
yeah,
those athletes go into tubs of ice
Yeah,
water?
yeah. So it
yeah,
helps for recovery and stuff. Yeah, so it's so if
yeah,
you don't have like the tub, the next best thing is you turn on the shower, you let it run for a minute, and once it's at its coldest, you get under it, and you start off, with a few seconds, a minute, and I think typically the goal is to be there from 3 to 5 minutes, and it just like helps you. So right now I'm at 30 seconds because you're just like you're screaming because it's like just naturally you're just not used to that. It's crazy.
yeah.
So so I've been doing that. So that's been really good. Stephanie and I've been going to gym. We got the gym membership. I'm here exposing myself a little bit. September? No, October. October. We didn't go for the first time until sometime like after Christmas.
Dang.
I gave choose fitness
Some free money?
like 2 months of like just free. Here's $80. Please have them. I don't want them.
Don't worry, I've done the same thing.
Dang.
Yeah, so it's just
Right on, dude.
I've been doing that. So that feels good. But this is the last pod we're doing in terms of music, which has been a ride. This is our fourth pod, and I feel super accomplished because I think this was a conversation that um, I didn't know where we were gonna go. To be honest with you guys, I didn't know um, the the way the route we were gonna take. I didn't know the route the the conversations were gonna take us. I was a little nervous thinking that this is just going to be like it's going to fail and no one's really going to say anything interesting. And I've been wrong.
Ooh.
I've been dead wrong about that because there's been interesting takes, interesting remarks.
Yeah.
We started off the first one and it was David and I, and we did this like the whole thing, and I came out of there thinking, okay, I'm right. Church musicians suck, and their passion, and they're not as uh hardworking. They're not as serious about music as
Yeah.
the non-church guys. And then Peter came on, and he pretty much put on his church cape on, and he was standing up for the church guy. And he kind of made the case that there's a talent cap, and once you hit that cap, that's it. And to ask those guys to do more is pretty unfair because they're serving, and as long as they're good Christian dudes or gals, they should be fine. And an Angel came on last week, and he talked about the humility and how there's less humility in the church, and how and
He
what
said the
is it?
smaller churches too.
Yeah, small
I was
churches.
like, well,
And
those are fighting words, Like,
yeah, and he was getting into what it is that we as people that go to church ultimately need to be a musician, because I think that was his big thing that he wanted to leave on us, that just because you play an instrument doesn't make you a um, a musician. And then we got into that whole thing of what is humility, and is it better to um, downplay something. And I had asked Stephanie about it, and she thought she agreed with you guys that the dudes from Take No Glory were being humble.
They're being humble.
And I just was like, come on. So this is the story, Dave.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. Okay, so Angel says he plays. They open up for the guys for Take No Glory.
I remember that show. Yeah,
You were there.
I was a drummer.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I was a drummer with Angel. Yeah.
Okay, so were you there when the guys tell you guys, "Hey, you guys did really good job," and you guys were like, "Cool, thank you." Were you there for that?
Yeah, and then we told him, "What are you playing?" He's like, "I'm just playing."
We're just a small church band.
Yeah.
Was that humility?
I mean, I don't. I would say so because.
Come on.
But,
Let him finish, Jern. Dang, dude.
No, but it's. I think it's what. Anybody who, I'm sure. I don't know if you've done this, David, but like I've done it, where it's like, oh, you're just like, nah, man. But I'm just like, you'll be downplaying that type of thing.
I know, but if you're the headliner, you're gonna tell the guy, "Oh, I'm just a small church."
See, but we didn't know who they were because we've never seen their faces. We've never seen
But
their
you
album.
knew the band.
I knew the band because their album would say "Take No Glory."
Right.
So some bands have their face, some bands have the face of the band, but this band is just "Take No Glory." So we didn't know who they were. I thought they were just the people setting up the stage or just a random local.
Yeah, man, could have been a stagehand, roadie.
And then when he's like, I just play with a small church band, and then they show up and it's like, oh yeah, we Take No Glory. It's like, wait, what? So that, like, I would say I would understand why Angel would say it's humility type of thing.
I thought it was fake humility. I thought it was a humble brag because
I can see why that's that too.
Because it's one thing if that guy was talking to like Dave Grohl, right? And that makes sense. The guy's played on Nirvana. He's the lead at Foo Fighters. Like, it's gonna be rare for that guy to talk to somebody who has played on a bigger band than him. So most dudes, besides some of his contemporaries, could say, "I just played small church band." But when you guys are one of the openers, right? You guys were one of the openers. So
we got fourth place, though.
Okay, you got fourth place. So they were and for them to be the main attraction, right? They were the headliner of that night. I just thought it was whack. Like that's lame. And I gave the example of Tom Brady, and I'm just little Tom from the Bay. Just play some football, throw the pigskin around. I'm all right. So we got into all of that. I don't mean to like dive into go back into this. Clearly, you can tell how I'm still not over that conversation. I just couldn't believe it. Like you meet Canelo, and he's like, "Yeah, I box a little bit, twice a year."
Just your average Joe boxer.
Yeah, I like to.
Okay, but look, you're choosing two figures that are like the best of the best. You know what I mean? Like, what if you have a Theo that like was a pro boxer for a few years and won like an interim title, and then he goes and meets some young bucks?
Even the guy you said, the young dude, the pro boxer, what's his name?
George.
Yeah, George. If we were to ask him, and he's like about to like be the main event in the fight, is that whole man like? And he's like, "Man, you're really good." And you're like, "Oh man, who like? Do you fight?" I just want to fight a little bit.
Yeah. Yes.
It'd be like, bro, you're the freaking main event. Like, what do you mean you fight a little
bit? Come
on.
Yeah. The thing you talked about, like telling like the truth and like all of it, I'm like, that's douchey. Like that's
no, it's
because there's a lot of things you could say where you're like they're the truth, but
it's how you say it. It's how you say it.
what you say matters too. Because like I said, if Brady says, "Oh, I'm a 7-time Super Bowl champ," you're like, yeah, you're a douche. Like,
it's true though.
But I wouldn't take that as a douche. I'd be like, you know what?
If you have no idea who Tom Brady is, and you're just like
Tom Brady could say, "Hey, do you play football?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was a quarterback." That's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's being humble, in my opinion.
Were you any good?
He's like, "Yeah, I was pretty good." That's the truth. He was pretty good.
No, Matthew Stafford is pretty good. Brock
Really? You're taking that stance?
Brock
a few pods ago, you were calling him like a perennial loser and like.
No.
I'm coming back to that in a couple of games. Watch.
Make no mistake about it. Matthew Stafford is a loser without Sean McVay. Make no mistake. I am on that mountain. I've pitched my tent. I'm about to build a house. Matthew Stafford is a perennial loser, and he was about to give the Giants yesterday the game.
Keep that energy. Keep that energy. I'm gonna come back.
I'm here. Watch. Hey, I'm here. We got beat Christmas Day. You know where I was? I was still here. That's where I was.
That's fine.
So, yeah, so Stafford pretty good. Brock Purdy's a pretty good. He was pretty good at football. Jordan Love pretty good at football. Tom Brady is underselling himself. He says, I was pretty good. Come on.
No, but pretty good is like it's relative, like the perspective. You could say he was pretty good.
No.
Dude, some guys hate Tom Brady. They're like, oh yeah, he's pretty. Oh, some people say he sucks. You know what I mean? So like, for him to say he's pretty good, he's like, yeah, it's pretty good. That's the truth.
Now, now, currently, people say that. No, come on.
Dude, okay, dude. If you ask Rob Parker about Tom Brady, what's he gonna say?
Yeah, but Rob Parker is like trying to catch checks. Like that's a shtick.
I don't like.
Dude, there's also people on Twitter saying the same things. I'm just saying. Like it's relative.
I don't like Brady, but I still think he's good at it.
See.
Yeah, but he would if they were asking who's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Okay. What's douchey? Because you say whatever's true in the way you say it.
Yeah.
If you were, did you play? Yeah, I was the greatest of all time. Dude, that's a douche. That's a douche. But he says, "Oh, that's pretty good." Oh, okay, cool. And then later on, you find out that he's Tom Brady. You're like, "Oh, he's a nice guy." Like,
no, because the question is, were you any good at football? Yeah, I was actually. Yeah, I was really good at football. Oh, really?
Really good. You said how was really good different from pretty good?
Because those are two different things.
If really says, really good and pretty good are different.
Oh, yeah, they are.
What are you talking about? If somebody tells you I'm pretty good at the base, and another guy says I'm really good at the base,
you would have really big expectations for the guy with the really good.
The pretty good guy could just be your run of the mill bass player. The guy who's saying he's really good.
Nah, I disagree. I don't think so.
Get out of here.
No. What about very good? Oh, he's very good. He's very good. Yeah.
I think really good is still higher than that. If I tell you,
if it is higher, it's higher by like an integer. Like it's
Yeah. If I tell you this pizza pretty good, but I say no, this pizza is really good. That's a goal.
I might not feel. I would feel the same. And if you were to say, "Dude, best pizza I've ever had," that's
Okay, well
that's a statement.
Okay,
but just the fact that you're using really good, like really like good is the one I'm focusing on. Oh, really good and pretty good. Those are like they're in the same like weight class. Like that's like 154, 160. Like that's sure one is heavier, but they're not that far apart.
No, they're not. Gennady Golovkin is pretty good at boxing. Canelo is really good at boxing. That's a difference.
And if you saw them fight, they were how close? They were close fights, right? Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, but
exactly.
You could tell. Yes, they were close. But if you watch those fights, you came out knowing one guy's clearly better than the other guy.
See, a lot of people would argue that. That's what I'm saying. Like those aren't that far apart, dude.
Okay, David. Okay.
Some people, I mean, you and I think Canelo won the first one, but dude, a lot of pro boxers think Triple G won the first one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
but
that's
Canelo falls
they're
into
here.
the.
They're not here. They're right here. So pretty good, really good. They're right here. Now, if you were to say great, great is up here. But if Brady were to say, "Oh, I was great," I'd be
He
like, "Okay,
was.
that's true." But yeah, greatest of all time, Super Bowl champ, like, and those are all truths.
No, but
That's the douche.
to me, no. To me, it's all the context is they asked them, "Who are you guys? Like who? Like do you guys play? Where do you guys play?" It wasn't like they were like, "Oh man, cool, thanks," and the guy offered, "Yeah, we're just, I just play for a small church band." They asked like, "Hey,
Okay,
like,"
but then I pointed out too,
and that's different.
those being because you said they were the headliner, so like, oh, they got to be, they can be the headliner and still be a small church band. Those aren't mutually, they're not exclusive.
Yes, I agree, and I said I agree,
Yeah.
but
So how big? How big is what's the name of the band?
Take No Glory.
How big is Taking on Glory, David?
I don't know. Well, how big are they? Some
I
say
haven't
they're
heard
the
them ever
Nirvana
since.
of Christian artists.
I haven't
Like,
heard them ever since.
No,
yeah. So bro, you see what I'm saying? That like,
no, yes, but even Angel was like when he realized who they were, he was like, "Oh my god, like that's the guy from Take No Glory." Because even
yeah,
though
but
they are
but
not
but
huge to Angel, that was a big deal. That the guy from Take No Glory said, "You guys sounded good."
so it's relative how great they were. Like,
Yeah, but no one's saying they're
it's
amazing.
perspective. Oh yeah.
No one's
It's
saying
not
they're
like it was
amazing.
Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like, but
Agreed.
Angel was a big deal.
I gave you that context.
Yeah.
If that guy tells me, "Hey, I play in a church in a small church band," cool, dude. But if
Yeah.
he tells Angel or David, if we run into the same guy at like Target or Walmart or whatever, and the guy's like, "Oh, we start talking about music for some reason," and I ask, "Oh, like, did you play in a band?" He's like, "Oh, I play for Take No Glory." Before the conversation we had with Angel, I'd be like, I have no idea who that is. Okay, cool. If David or Angel or anyone in the band were to meet the same guy, have the same conversation, and he's like, "Oh, I play for," they'd be like, "Oh, dude, we opened for you, man." It's different. So yeah, they're just smart
I don't
church
know,
band.
Jim. I feel like we're going in circles, but you're outnumbered. Steph, David, myself, and Angel, 4-1. So
Hey, look, Jesus
it's
was
time to
was
pack it up.
crucified. Jesus
It's
was
time.
crucified by a multitude, bro. So I I'm okay being just
Oh,
being alone,
you're in good company. Now you're pulling that card. You're like, if that's the route, you're like, oh, like,
You're like, I pitched my tent and I'm staying here. If I have to walk
bro.
alone, if I have to walk this road alone, it's okay. um. So yeah, so we did that with Angel. Um. And today, as we wrap up, I wanted to kind of summarize everything. But let's start here. David, how long have you been playing music?
It's quite a while. It's from sixth grade.
Sixth grade, okay.
Yeah, I'm 32 now. So.
You're what, 10, 11 in sixth grade?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So 22 years.
Yeah.
What instrument do you play?
Uh, Currently I play guitar, but when I started, I was doing drums. I started with drums. That's where I met Angel. We started Metallics. And then we just stood there for a while. I stood there for a while. Um, and then I started playing guitar. From there came bass, and then I went to school and I did some piano, but that was about it. And currently, I'm now playing just guitar.
Nice. Um, so one of the things that has stood out over the last three conversations is the great need for time. So it seems like no matter where we've hit, who we've talked to, everyone has told us the same thing: time. If you want to be good at it, you gotta time. That's. There's no other way around it. You can't. you could be naturally gifted, you can have an ear for music, but if you don't put the time, you're not going to get better. Is that true? Do you agree with that?
I would agree with it because just like anything else, any other trade, you need time to learn the stuff, and you got to put the time, and it's at the end, it's you reap what you've sown, and if you continue to sow time into it, you will reap the harvest of your works. So, I think it has to do with time. I mean, you could be naturally, like you say, gifted and talented, and then have the ear, what they call the perfect pitch, that you can right away get the tone, get everything, and um, but all of that also takes time. You gotta, you gotta build it. You gotta,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think so.
What's how much time did you put into it when you first started?
When I first started, I mean, I would put in right after school. I would come home, do homework, and then just listen to music. I mean, because I didn't have a drum set, what we do is air drum. So just get pillows and or just on the air with pencils. But I would always try to practice at least 2-3 hours a day.
A day?
Yeah, well, this was in middle school. I
Right,
had
right,
nothing to do other than just go to school.
Yeah.
But that's what I would do. Just, I mean, I never went to school to learn music. They just taught me by seeing, and then I would just thank God for it, YouTube, because then I was able to see YouTube videos.
Mm.
But other than that, that's all the only teachers I had.
Yeah. Um, David, it seems that that's the recipe, right? It's just time. You've talked about it.
Yeah,
Peter
the reoccurring theme.
Angel talked about it. Um, and I think that's the. I was thinking of like ministries in church because not every ministry requires time like that. Because if if you're, and I don't mean to like disparage or bring down any ministry, because every ministry is different, and every ministry requires different talents, different things. But it does seem like when it comes to music and when it comes to teaching, these are the two most time consuming ministries in terms of like the personal before you even get up to like do it. Like the work, like if you're an usher, I mean, you're not practicing at home shaking hands. Like you're not like, how can I pass out this paper?
And that's just a little 5-minute tutorial on how to do it. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like drink your coffee before you go to church. Make sure you're awake and put on a smile. Like and that's just very basic, like customer service type of
Like
stuff.
Crash Course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a small crash course right there.
Yeah. So it just, and again, not to disparage that, not to minimize it, but it is what it is. When I work at Starbucks, the one thing you need at Starbucks, do just be able to say thank you.
Just be nice.
Can I get that? Yeah, just common courtesy. If you're taking care of like newborns, for example, you're not like borrowing little kids. Because I mean, A, that's weird, but B, like you just the kid comes and that's it. And that's where I think when it comes to music and when it comes to teaching, it requires a lot of time. And I do wonder, why is it that we don't require talent? Because Peter hit on this idea that they're serving, and they're serving because there's a need and all these things, which is true. But why is it that we can't tie the talent with the need and say, okay, like you want to do this, yeah, we do need people to do this, but we also need you to be good. Like it can't just be that you're just a dude with a guitar. It can't just be that. It has to be you are able to at a basic level play this instrument correctly where it doesn't sound like a complete train wreck. Is there a way to implement that? Like, is there a way to implement a standard of you? We have a need, but you have to be good too, or is that too harsh?
I think you.
Is that realistic? Is that even realistic?
I think. I mean, if you're asking for them to just be good, like down the line, like just be borderline good type of thing, that's what you're asking about.
Yeah. I'm not saying you have to be great,
So
or
like,
really good.
like the levels we just described. Yeah,
You mute yourself.
you mute yourself, bro.
You're
You
muted,
muted yourself.
David.
I was gonna say, what if you're like, oh, I need you to be like decent, like decent and good, like you see what I mean? Like what? Oh, he's really decent. Oh, okay. Oh,
He's really.
Oh, now we're going back to this.
that's what I'm saying. Oh, you got to be solid, bro. Oh, okay. Oh, he's pretty solid. Okay. Oh, he's really solid.
So, like, is that realistic to have somebody to have that standard of you have to be? See, I don't even know the vocabulary when it comes to music. Like,
I would
like in teaching, for example. In teaching, for example, there's this like, can you write an outline and can you convey your message clearly? Like that's basic. Like no jokes, no stories. Just can you put to paper, pen to paper, what you're gonna talk about? And when you talk about it, does it make sense? Do you deliver? And do I walk away knowing what you wanted me to say, or do I walk out like, what the hell did he talk about? And that's like basic. Like that's just very like, and whatever version of that in music, is that realistic to ask of somebody who wants to play? Or no?
I think that should be required. It's as a to be part of a worship team. I mean, yeah, you gotta, you should be at least decent, be able to sound good. I mean, that should at least be but I think it should be required. It should be asked of musicians in the church.
Why do you think it isn't, David?
Well, you gotta direct which David. There's two Davids.
I'm gonna call you Dave, and I'm gonna call David Escamilla David.
All right.
Wait, what did you ask, Germ? Sorry.
Why is it that doesn't happen? Because Dave says it should be. That should be the standard.
Yeah. It doesn't happen because oftentimes whoever is in charge of putting that together, they might not know how to communicate that. They might not even be someone who's musical, especially if it's like a small church. They wouldn't know what decent is or like proficient. So they're just saying. So if someone were to go up to them and offer to play guitar and sing, I mean, they wouldn't know. Like, man, because I've heard some people like sing and play, and I'm like, man, that was rough. And I'm thinking that as like a player, and then like the average person is like, man, you sounded great, and I'm like, dude, so like there's levels, and so some people like they're happy to have like someone just show up and play, and if they sound decent to them and they don't know much, then like all that stuff gets lost in translation as far as like what is good, what is a solid musician, what's someone that's like proficient on their instrument.
Yeah,
So
I think you
because
guys.
if there's someone that's like in a, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, continue if you can finish.
Oh, I was gonna say like if there's like a worship pastor or leader that knows their stuff, they're gonna know who they can and can't have up there. Like we would have with my worship guy Pierre, like we would have like little tryouts, and we would have people come and play drums for us or guitar, And there were some that like had some promise. They weren't like fantastic, but they were like, you know what, like we can work with him. We can show him some other stuff. And then there was one guy that was just like a little too rough around the edges, and he was like, "We'll find something else for you to do." You know, like just so like if you don't have someone that can gauge those things, and it's just like a pastor that doesn't know like music like that, then they're gonna be like, "Yeah, come play, dude." Like and you don't even know how to gauge if that person has good work ethic because they could really play someone well, and then you give them music to learn. So you send them like a set list, and then they show up next week. And if they didn't learn the music, me, I would think right away like, "Oh, this guy didn't learn the songs. I can tell." But someone that doesn't play music wouldn't probably be able to hear that, you know.
Yeah.
So
What were you gonna say, Dave?
I mean, you guys touched on this a few. Maybe you guys touched on this a few pods. I mean, that it basically just goes down to what they consider to be good. I mean, if the church, like David was saying, there's no director or anybody in charge that knows music. I mean, they're just settled with whatever they can get. I mean, I think a big problem, also not a big problem, but I think a big factor in this is what the church and the decides what is good, and what is not. Until somebody decides to care and decides to say, you know what, we should have better worship, and it's been so much time and it still sounds the same, then I think that it is appropriate for them to be like, we do require
Right.
sound better. It's been so much time and you sound the same. Yeah, it's but yet again, it can go with they can only reach so much.
Yeah, because it does seem like there is a structural problem with a lot of churches that encounter this problem where if you're at the top and you don't know, then obviously there's no you're the door, you're the gate, you're the gatekeeper, in a good sense and in the bad sense. And if you're a bad gatekeeper who doesn't know what you're keeping, then you're allowing anything and anyone to just come in, which is where you get bad worship, where you get bad um, dudes and gals that show up and aren't even Christian, but they're good, but because I've seen it both ways. You get the dude who is like super like shady and like that guy shouldn't be nowhere near uh, a church stage, but he is because he's good. And then you get the person who's like really bad, but they're like a really good Christian, and they're like on stage, and it's like, well, you shouldn't be on the stage either, but for different reasons. And when you get a church director who's too musically focused, you get someone who kind of ignores the character stuff, the spiritual stuff, and you get somebody who's too focused on the spiritual and character stuff. Um, you get the person who is not good. I remember in the youth group where I grew up. I remember one time the youth worship leader, I guess, said, "I'd rather have people that play on the youth band that are good Christians and bad musicians than people that are good musicians and not Christian." And that sounds like good and all, but I was like, well, that doesn't make like both statements are like stupid. Like that
they
doesn't
both suck. Yeah,
like that doesn't like make any sense at all. Like you should strive to have good Christians that are good musicians because that is possible. But a lot of times, like it seems like churches are willing to sacrifice one for the other, and that's why I'm asking like about the standard because obviously there's the other standard of like what is a Christian, the character, discipling, and that's all in the church, and that's like a whole different conversation. But in terms of like, all right, we got this person, they're good Christian, and character, and we can all like back up, that they're solid. And it just seems like we let that person do whatever they want in the church, and it's like, well, no, you should do what you're good at, not whatever you want. You should do what you're good at. And it's crazy because I was thinking back to that youth worship person, and I remember that guy. He walked up to me one time, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to like be in the worship team?" And I was like, "What? No, not at
But
all."
they asked you?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Do I know this person or is that another church?
Yeah, you know this person.
I think I know who it is. Okay.
I'll tell you after the pod.
All right, cool.
And I was like, me?
That's crazy.
And at the time, I had just started teaching middle school, and I was leading a youth a Bible study. I was teaching because it's what I wanted to do. It's where I'm good at. I was like opening up services, youth services. I was like the MC, like everything that I was good at, I was doing. And the non-teaching, speaking things that I was doing, I was in charge of setup and tear down. So I would set up the entire music, the entire stage. I was connecting the speakers. It's why, like, when we would connect, I knew what I was doing because I did it for years at the church. So we worked like a big old mixer, and I was in charge of connecting. I didn't work it, but I just was a dude that was connecting.
Yeah.
You'd be a good roadie.
Yeah, dude, those guys get paid, dude. I do it too.
Journal, I'll bring you on the road, bro. Like,
Do it,
dang.
bro.
Okay. Now I know. All right.
And so I did that. Like I was there at 7 a.m. So I was the guy in charge of setup and tear down. So I interacted a lot with the worship team because I was like connecting their mics, making sure like they have their cables, their stands, whatever. I was also the guy that was like pestering them to get off the stage. It's why David's got a church with me. One of my pet peeves is when there's people on stage 10 minutes before service, because I just think it looks super tacky. Like, dude, like you had all week to learn the song. Get off the stage. So during youth service, I would walk 15 minutes before service, get off the stage, get off the stage. And we would like get into it, me and the worship team, get off the stage, get off the stage. You wanted a sound check? You should have came earlier. Get off the stage, get off the stage.
Yeah.
I was like,
Hey, that has followed me. Don't worry.
I was like vigilant about that because I hate that. Like it just we're here to like serve. We're here to worship, and if you're just like barely tuning your guitar and we're 2 minutes away from service, this isn't the time.
It's too late.
Like
That's it. Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Like you messed up, not me. I was here 7 a.m. and I would tell the worship team because they would like, oh well, I just got here, blah blah. Dude, I've been here 7 a.m. This has been set up since 8:30. Service starts. Oh no, 7 a.m. This has been set up since 8 o'clock. Service starts at 8:30 because we had an 8:30 service. This has been set up since 8 o'clock. Your station is actually set up at 7:45. So if you wanted to like do whatever
you could have been here at that time.
You could.
I wasn't stopping you.
You could have been here. You could have gone and get your coffee and came back and still be here.
Dude,
and so it was just like a whole thing. So anyway, this guy walks up to me and tells me, "You want to be in the worship team? Like you're with the worship team a lot." And I'm just like, "What the hell? Like, is this like a joke? Like, am I getting pranked?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "As what? Like, what do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know. Like, you want to sing?" I'm like, sing. What?
You have a beautiful voice.
Grant you. This is a time where we had two girls that sang really well, and David's cousins. They
Shout out to my cousins, yeah.
And I'm like, you want?
And Sammy on guitar.
And Sammy was on guitar. Peter was at bass. So all the dudes that I
this would be
to, like all my friends were on the worship team. I just had no interest for music. I don't have the patience for music. David tried to teach me drums one time, and I just like, yeah, bro, this is not for me. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to. He's like, come on, just come to one practice. You might like it. I'm like, okay, dude, like, suit yourself, bro. Fine.
You're like, this ain't gonna be pretty, but I'll go.
So I
Yeah.
show up, because and he like had set text. He had no, he had given me the list because I didn't have a cell phone. He had given me a list, so I was like listening to songs. I should have prepared. I'm like, okay, well, if you want me to sing, I'll sing. It's gonna sound awful, but it's on you, dude. You're the one like asking me to sing. So, and I'm in practice and I'm singing, and it's clear, like I should, I shouldn't be singing. I shouldn't be up there. But I'm a good Christian, so therefore he wanted me up
It's
there
okay.
as an
Like,
example
yeah.
because my heart is good. And I remember just going to that practice and cracking up, and we were all laughing because I sounded awful, and I was like laughing because I know I sound awful, and you gotta be willing to laugh at yourself. But it was a great time. I was hanging out with my friends, but it was like the most ridiculous thing ever. Why does that happen so much in the church? Why is it that is the push? Why does that get pushed over talent, and why don't both get pushed? Because both should be pushed, not just one or the other. Both should be pushed.
Dude, you said it. Like, they're like, oh, your heart is good. That's all that matters. And I'm like,
I know, but why?
well,
Yeah,
like,
but why?
like that mentality is what you get I think you guys mentioned it too the other pod where it's like, oh, it sucks, but he's doing it for the Lord. Like they're doing it's like, nah, man, come on. I always hated that. There was a
yeah,
show, there was a church we went to play, and they're like, oh, we didn't practice, but we're doing this for the Lord. I was like, oh
You
no,
guys said that?
no, somebody else said that.
Oh,
The
okay.
people before us are like, we didn't practice, but we're gonna do this for the Lord. It's like, no, please don't do that. Like, don't do that. I'm
yeah.
sure I'm sure Adrian remembers that time, but it's why you get people like that. It's why you get people in the worship team that are like,
It's mediocre, man. It's like, man.
but yet again, it's you. Like I think you said it too, where it's like, oh, and I invite you. I'm gonna take my time making the food, and it's, I'm not just gonna give
Right.
you.
Yeah.
So I think it's the lack of the leadership and not understand. I think it goes hand in hand with you have to be good musically, but also I think you have to know um, scripture. I think you need to know your walk with the Lord should be firm. And I mean, scripture does teach us that if you're going to do something, do it right. Like, there is some verses I got to look for them that is like they play skillfully. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? These guys knew what they were doing.
Right.
But yet again, they knew why they were doing it. Mm-hmm. So I think a big part is they both have to go hand in hand, and not only be a good Christian, but also be a good musician.
But yeah.
But what?
I guess the ability like to discern is what's needed. I guess like just because like for example, I think I know who the guys that you're talking about, but like if they asked you to play music, that'd be like them asking Sammy like, hey, do you want to like give a sermon at some point? And it's like, and Sammy's like a good Christian, but it's like he's just not built like that. Like that's not in his wheelhouse. So that's like, sure, you can force him to do that, but it's like it's probably not going to be great. Like
He's gonna be like
because Sammy doesn't like
Yeah, it just what baffles me is that it's all like you. Now I don't. It happens all the time. Now I don't know if it's like the person that the worship leader, director, pastor person is like trying to be over spiritual, and they're trying to like in front of the pastor be like, oh look, this is my like, I just care about the spirit stuff, which makes no sense. But and I wonder if that's just as simple as that. Like they're just over spiritualizing it, so therefore it becomes that. And that's the role. Because yeah, there's a lack of discernment, there's a lack of viewing, there's a lack of just like logic. Like because if you knew me when I was 16 and you like spent time with me, like that worship guy spent time with me, you would never ask me ever for music because that's not what comes out of me. That like it's just not what I was doing. It's not like I love to like in that time I would come out in all the little dramas that they did because I like doing dramas. I like acting. It's fun. But if you're getting like, oh, can you sing? Like what? Like no. And I did. I always think of that because I always think like, man, that happens a lot in churches, and it's why you get like the pastor who like is also like the worship leader, and you're like, well, you gotta kind of have to pick a lane. You can't do both. I don't think. Um, and so I just wonder, is it like just over spiritualizing it?
I think I think there's a portion where it can be over spiritualizing it,
Mm-hmm.
just to be brown nosing the pastor type of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think another part is they don't. I think another part is like it comes from the I guess the leadership, what they require, and if they don't care about it, then nobody else is gonna care about it. I mean, like with you at Iglesia Primitiva, you were always just like, run it again. Didn't sound good. Fix it. Like, I don't know what it is. I'm not musically, but it doesn't sound good. Fix it. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it'll drive us up the wall, but it was like, we get it. I understand why. So I think it has to,
I was a drill sergeant.
and it was like, and I never forget that, and it stuck with me. So thank you for that. But the thing
Yeah.
is, I think it has to do if the head person doesn't care or the leadership doesn't care, then nobody else is going to care. If they see that the head of the leadership are just giving their bare minimum, everybody's going to give the bare minimum. So a lot of it has to be lead by example. So at least I think so.
But what about in that sense though? Like when you're choosing like good character over talent, like to a detriment, like not even to like, oh, these two dudes are like similar in terms of talent, but one of them's a Christian, the other one's not. I'm gonna develop the Christian. Like this is like clearly like I have no talent. I sing in my car when I'm showering. Like I'll sing, but I know like if anybody records me and puts it like I'm getting roasted. Like I understand that, but it happens so much where you get these people that are up there not because they're good, strictly because the worship person, leader, whatever, says I wanna promote a healthy walk, and it's like, well, that's not how you do it. Like you don't sacrifice talent on the worship team to do it. So like it's like I don't know. I don't even know the question. It just I'm just confused as to why that happens so much.
This sounds like a little rant.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly probably is because over my time at the church, I've realized like I don't know what I don't know about music, but I know what doesn't sound good, and I can only imagine if you actually know music, you know what sounds bad or good to like a way different degree than me. Um, but in terms of leadership, because this is where we're at. In terms of leadership, what type of leader should a church look for when trying to get a worship leader? Like, what are some practical things to look for?
I think it's where what choosing a worship leader. I think obviously they have to be good. Like they have to understand music. They have to understand what is worship. I think aside from that, they have to be spiritually. at a level where they know what they're doing. So that way,
But musically, like how would I know? Say I'm gonna hire a worship pastor for the church. Like, what am I? Me that don't know anything about music. What am I looking for? Like, what is it that I'm looking for in this person that's gonna get hired to lead worship musically? Spiritually, obviously, that's different, but musically,
mm, so I think musically, obviously like the work ethic, the time they invest in it, the their how much they care for the craft. I think how much also they're willing to teach others. So I think those are some of the points. I don't know if there's more, but I'm sure there is. But I think for the most part, I think that should be at least.
David.
I think honestly, if it were me, I would pick someone that maybe isn't necessarily like the best worship leader. They got to be good at it. I would say good, but I like the guys that can lead worship and play guitar, but maybe they can also play a little bit of drums, a little bit of bass. They maybe know how
More
to
like
do
dynamic.
Yeah.
right, and not the like because my current worship leader, like he's a pretty good singer, and he's not like the best. He's not like the best voice I've heard, but he can play some drums. He knows how to work like Ableton, which is like a software for like the tracks we listen to in our ears.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty savvy. He's well rounded. So that way, when you have someone like that, when you do get those different characters that come in that maybe show some promise but need a little encouragement, they know how to send them off like in the right direction when they're like working on their own, so they can like so they can communicate it well too. They got
Right.
to be good at communicating and just um figuring out when to tell people like, hey, you've got a little something. Let me help you out, give you some pointers, and then you can do, et cetera, et cetera. Or if they're not that, they'd be like, hey, I'm glad you want to help out, but maybe singing isn't for you. Would you want to maybe like help out with like in the tech booth or something, like or stage tech, like setting up, tearing down? Like there's always so like someone that can get that across to everybody.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you have someone that's just like a great singer and can play guitar really well, and that's all they know how to do, I mean, they gotta have like people skills and like compromising and
Good point. Yeah.
you know how to get the most out of them. Think of like when like Bill Belichick would get the most out of like players that were just like Popeye's employees. You know what I mean? And he made it work. He was like, all right, we're gonna have you do this, this, and this, and just this, and you got to be good at just that. You know.
Yeah.
So that's what I would want in someone. They don't have to be the best at their craft, but
Mm-hmm.
be good at it and then
Right.
solid on several others to where they can like develop a team and lead a team.
Yeah, and that's an excellent point because I think that's the key. Like people person, being able to lead, being able to have the tough conversations.
That as well, because when I say people person, I don't mean just like someone that's nice. I mean
Yeah.
someone that can get that point across without seeming too like confrontational or being
Right.
authentic, I guess.
Or
So
if the confrontation needs to happen, someone who's willing to have that confrontation.
yeah.
Because sometimes you need to say it, and everyone's thinking it, and it's like the leader who has to like, all right, I'll be the jerk. I'll have the person
Yeah.
be mad at me, and that's okay. We'll deal with it. And at church I've had to do that a bunch of times. But
And I think that's the problem with
yeah,
man, I think some of these people that are telling people you sound great, like you're doing your forgot. I think they don't sound good, but they don't want to have a tough conversation.
yeah,
Like they don't want to say, "Oh, they sounded all right," Like
Stop enabling them.
so yeah, it's that kind of like I think I mentioned on like one of the pods, but like it's that like participation trophy mentality.
Right.
It's like, dude, if you don't think they sound great, you don't need to go and tell them. You don't need to tell them they sounded bad, but you need to go and tell them that they sounded really good. Just be like, oh, like it wasn't for me, but they did their best, sure. But I didn't think they sounded,
Yeah.
and no one wants to be the bad guy,
Yeah. I
So they're just gonna be like, thank you for your service, that was great, and it's like, was it though?
yeah.
You know?
Your best is not
So,
cutting for us, and that's okay.
yeah.
It's funny you bring up Bill Belichick. One of my goals for the church, not like this year, but like in life when I first started the church, was to create a system where you're plug and play, pretty much, where it's not relying on a person, it's relying on the group, the body. So you can have the youth leader, you can have the children's ministry person, you can have the worship, you can even have the senior pastor. But typically, like ministries crumble when people leave. But if you set up a good standard, if you set up a good system, these churches like thrive because it's not relying on one person, it's relying on the system itself. So if you're able to have like a children's ministry system that's ran and the pastor's connected to it and the teachings are there, you plug and play, and if the person leaves, you can put in another person and that person just keeps going. And I was reading on Steve Wilkes, the 49er defensive coordinator. And typically when a coordinator gets hired, like they'll come in and they'll implement their own system, defense, whatever. But what the Niners have done is they've implemented their system. This is our defense. And they draft according to it. So it's why like the Niners will focus on defensive linemen a lot because that's where they want to be great. So they need a scheme that's gonna emphasize the just rushing four. And in the beginning of the season, Steve Wilkes was blitzing a lot, and the Niners were getting killed on the back end. And they had a meeting with him. They're like, dude, this is not what we do here. And he like fixed it, and the Niners defense kind of like got better. But what's interesting is when he got the job, he was saying that he never done an interview where they told him the system he was gonna run. It was always, here's the defense, have fun. But when he met with Kyle Shanahan, Shanahan was told him, no, this is the defense we run. You run the plays, obviously, but this is our defense. This is what we run. And as I was thinking about that, I was like, man, like I think that should work in a church too, where a player comes in and say, you bring in a dude with a rock background, somebody with a cumbia background, a jazz background, and you tell them, dude, that's cool, man. You play that, but this is our system here. This is what we do here, and you kind of have to adjust to us. We're not adjusting to you.
That's what you did to me.
This is what we're doing here, and because I think that's what needs to happen for there to be like this cohesive one, unit in terms of worship, and that goes to everything, obviously. But in terms of worship, like how difficult is it to build a system like that?
I think that's why not to go off like on a tangent here, but like CCM, you guys know what CCM is, right? The
Yeah.
term.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so like that kind of music, I think that's why it works in like the quote unquote like mainstream church is because it's pretty simple. So no matter what your background is musically, you should be able to quickly adapt and play to that style. Because like, man, and Pete kind of touched on this, but like sometimes it's knowing when to play and when not to play certain things. And so with anything that's like mainstream Christian music like Hillsong, like all that stuff.
Yeah.
You just need to play your part. You don't need to do anything extra. And so if you can do just that, that's why when Pete was saying it's pretty easy to play Christian music, that's what he means. Like it's pretty easy chords, basic, like fundamental rhythms.
Right.
Because there are churches that do like the gospel churches, like they're getting down there, man. They're doing like all kinds of stuff. And so for that, you need that kind of player. But if you have guys that can play a little guitar, a little piano, some bass, you can, and like most of the like the worship pastors that I'm talking about that are well rounded, those guys would be able to survive in each of those roles. Like say they had a team. So say I'm a worship pastor and I can sing, play guitar, bass, drums, all that stuff.
Yeah.
If there's ever a Sunday where like the drummer can't make it, but I have a backup singer and everyone else, I'll be like, you know what? I'll hop on drums and then Fulanita will sing lead and then it's taken care of. Or vice like oh, bass player can't make it. Okay, Brad, you're gonna sing the first couple songs and I'm gonna play bass and then so and I know some guys that do like they don't like that style of music, but it's pretty plug and play. Like you could even have like the tracks on for like the whatever software you're using.
Yeah.
And say you don't have a bass player, like let me just turn the track on for the bass on the recording and it'll play it like in whatever key you want. And so if you still have everyone but the keyboard, it'll play the keyboard part. And so it still sounds, so it's kind of built to be like what you're mentioning, but it's just not always like fun because there are times where like I have to hold back and I'm just like, but dude, it sounds good, and most people can play. If you play some kind of music, they can find something for you to do in that style to play.
No, and I mean, and I didn't mean like you do CCM because I mean I can do 10 podcasts on why you should not. Don't get me started on Hillsong and Elevation.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
I refuse to. I can go on. I can.
But I mean, just like stylistically, like because how the music sounds pretty like.
Yeah. No, I feel
like
you.
Pretty,
Yeah. But I just meant from the standpoint of whatever style, whether you're doing old style like Goros, whether you're doing a jazz infused type of worship, which sounds actually really, really awesome when you listen to stuff like that. Because it's like super dynamic and you're like, dang, like I think it teaches the church like worship music is not just boring. It's like it's exciting. And that's what I mean. Like, you get somebody who comes in and implements a system that, regardless of the background you come from, you kind of adapt to what the church plays and the culture of the church, because you do see people that come to church, musicians join the band, and they're kind of hell bent on their style, and they're just like, well, this is what I play. This is my style, and I don't play any other style. And it's like, okay, well, and I think that's where a worship leader comes in and says, okay, well, that's cool, but you're not going to play here. Like this is what we play, and if you refuse to learn what we do, then bye. Because the reason why I say that is because when it comes to teaching, that's what it is. If if somebody teaches at church, I tell them this is what I teach. So even if you in your heart of hearts do not agree with the doctrine I teach, that's cool, dude. But when you get up on this pulpit, you got to affirm the teachings of it, because you can't have two contradicting messages. Just can't have it. Won't allow it. And if you're unable to do that, then you can't teach. And I think I would like music should be that. There should be that because I've heard so many times where someone's like, "Oh, it's because I come from X background, so therefore this song is hard for me." It's like, well, I don't know, figure it out, or you can't play. But no worship guy is ever like, "Oh, okay, well, sorry, you can't play with us then." It's always like, "Oh, okay, well, I guess
We'll have to
the
adjust.
song is gonna suck because of you." And I think, like, how is that even allowed? Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. But it happens. It happens. It happens a lot in the church, unfortunately.
Yep.
Some of that is kind of the ego on the musician's part too. Like when you have guys that are like, "Oh, I have trouble with that. I can't play that because I come from this style background." And it's like, if you're a musician, shouldn't you want to put in time to learn like the new
Bro, I said that.
That's what I was
times,
about.
bro. Like, and
new crafts? Like
I've
what?
been
Like
looked at.
iron sharpens iron, bro. Like yeah,
Yeah, nah, I mean, German did it to me once. I mean, when I was playing, like when I first started playing with German, it was like, "Hey, bro, this is a rock concert. You gotta like," and he would like drill me on it constantly until I was like, you know what, he's right. Like, I gotta change the style. And thanks to German, like just drilling me on that, I was able to like pick up on these styles. I was always like, for like good 2 3 months, I was just like, how to lead like the worship with just an acoustic and just that's the only instrument you have. Like just so I was able to just to learn different styles. And I mean, you're a musician, you got to be able to adapt like in all styles. And that's what you guys mentioned last pod. Like it was,
right.
you're a musician, you got to be able to play everything, and not just everything, but be able to play different styles. So when it comes to worship,
Yeah,
it's a total different ball game, because when you're playing rock, you're playing metal, you're playing reggae, it's a specific rhythm. When it comes to worship, it's just a
hmm
bunch of different rhythms, different backgrounds, and different approach to the music, because there's different styles. There's different styles. There's
yeah,
just slow acoustic, there's more rhythmic, there's just sometimes more effects, more, and it just varies. And as a musician, you got to be able to just adapt to those things.
yeah.
Um, how can a worship leader, musician, director, whatever, how can they help somebody develop their skills? But more so, how can they help somebody develop a love for music?
Hmm.
I said this a few pods ago, but they got to show them that it can be fun too. Because if it's all just like work and
Mm.
they're just not having a good time worshiping,
Yeah.
if you can show them that if they put in, if you can tell them like, hey, if you do X, Y, Z, I think it'll sound a lot better, and then they start enjoying it. That's like picture perfect. Show them that they can put in work, and then it'll sound better. They're gonna have a good time volunteering, and they'll want to volunteer. Because like if it comes off too much like a chore or like a burden, where they're like, oh, I'm gonna sound bad and this and that. Oh, they told me that I didn't play that right, blah blah. So yeah, you got to have a balance of like encouragement, showing that they have to put in some work, but that the work will, you know, it it'll lead to something. It'll sound good.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of it I would have to do with encouraging them, and showing them their progress, like constantly, either be short
Mm,
goals and with the long-term goal. It's like, all right, you want to play like this, you want to sound like this. Okay, well, we got to go through this. You have to learn this, you have to learn
right.
that. So this way is, you learn this, makes this easier, to makes this easier. So it's just, you show them the structure, but also along the way is continue to encourage them. Hey, it sounded bad, but continue working on it. You gotta continue. You gotta continue. One thing they told me when I was taking music is like, practice it 10 times, but practice it 10 times where it comes out perfect. Like if you mess up on the fifth try, go back to the first one.
Oh, okay.
So like you do it, and it's like, hey, it's fine. You're getting better at it. You're learning your mistakes. You're learning where, but continue to improve.
Yeah.
So you just build on, like, if they mess up, continue to build on it. So hey, it's fine, but let's continue to don't sell yourself short just for messing up this time, but build on it.
Yeah.
Learn from it and don't, like, just continue. But again, it's showing them their progress and giving them short goals with a long term goal at the end.
Yeah, because I think it's one of the
I like
things.
that.
Yeah, one of the things
Yeah.
that you see, and you hear this too, like that they should, people that you serve with, or even coworkers, I guess, that they're, they shouldn't be your friends, or they don't have to be your friends, and I disagree with that so much because to me, life is, you want to do stuff more, or you're more encouraged to do stuff if you're doing it with people you like. And I think in ministry it's so true. Like if you're serving with people you don't like, you could be in the biggest church, you can have the biggest budget. You're gonna hate life, and you're gonna like, God, I hate this place and I hate these people. And if you're serving, with people you like, it doesn't matter where you're serving, how you're serving, what event. You're just enjoying life because you're serving with the people you love. And I think it's both, like, I think it's, you see that if you're showing them, like, man, music is fun, and music is, it's a lot of fun to play, and this is why it's fun, and showing them also, like, the encouraging side, like, I'm gonna walk with you, we're gonna get better, and it's gonna be fine, it's a process, and it kind of like that whole thing. And you see that, um I like watching the post game NFL locker room stuff, because even like when a team plays bad, if they win, the coach finds a way to like twist it, like, dudes, like, we played, like, that wasn't our best, right? But we got the win, and we got to keep working, blah 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 blah. And everyone's just like, yeah, like, man, like, we got the result we wanted. We didn't look as great, but it's gonna be fine, because as opposed to when you see the the rare times they show you a locker room where somebody loses, even if they played great, it's like, yeah, dude, this sucks. This losing sucks. Like, and I think that's the component, like, showing people this is fun, showing people it's a process, and you're not alone in this process. We're gonna go together, we're gonna walk together. um how did you guys fall in love with music?
Hmm. Um, for me, it was, not gonna make it sound, it's not so cheesy. Um,
That's okay with music.
nah, I mean, as far as I can
Feel it
remember,
up, dude.
Yeah,
I guess it was like love at first sight type of thing, but
yeah, that's
the,
pretty cheesy.
no, it's, um, well, my uncle, I mean, he passed away already, but he was a pastor when I was a little kid. I was like 7 and 6 or 7. And I would remember going to church and just always wanting to bang the drums. And he never denied me um the after service wanting to go bang the drums.
Right.
Just like I don't deny it to my child now.
Yeah.
Um but it's, I think from there, I just wanting to do that. So then the church closed down. We went to another church, and they were like asking, "Oh, does anybody, want to join the worship team? Want to see if they have that?" And my mom's like, "Oh," I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna. Why am I gonna do that?"
Yeah.
So then one time I was like, "You know what? Let's try it out." And then just showing up, they were just like, "All right, cool. I mean, I don't know anything." Just throughout the time I was practicing, they were like, just not only make it fun, but they were always like, "Hey, you don't sound good right now, but just continue."
Yeah.
And seeing the progress and just the constant, like, all right, that was good. Now let's try and make it even better. Let's try to change this up. Let's try to make you do this now.
Yeah.
So it just made it fun. And a lot of it has to be like what I would say, this short goals, then the long term goal, and just constantly what also David was saying was make it fun. Show that it's fun.
Right.
Um, so to me, it was just that. And once I realized I was able to like pick up things right away, um, and just like listening to it, I was able to get the least the basic beat. Then I was able to build on top of that. Once I realized I was able to do that, I just went, full speed ahead. And it's when I was doing like 2 3 hours of practice, and um, to the point where teachers in school be like, "Hey, David, stop!" Like, even in school, I was like banging on the tables, teaching other kids at school,
Right.
like to different. And then, so to me, it was like, okay, I kind of have this. So I was doing that. I mean, I didn't get to take music courses till I was in college, but even then, I was able to see improvement just in like be able to right away capture a lot of the stuff that was happening. So to me, it was just, I guess, that having people just push you to do, leading you in the right path type of thing.
Yeah. David?
Yeah, for me, it was two individuals in particular. First one was my brother, because he just exposed me to different kinds of music growing up. So even before I played, he was playing all kinds of stuff in the house, everything from rock, jazz, hip hop, funk, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then once I was attempting to learn bass, Peter showed me um like this Red Hot Chili Peppers tune, and he told me specifically, he's like, listen for the bass, check out what the
Yeah.
bass is doing. Um,
Um,
and then from there, once I listened to music, I listened to it
yeah.
behind the lens of listening to the bass.
Yeah.
So no matter what the song was, I was like, oh. So it might have been like there were songs even later that I liked where they were like really poppy or kind of those like one hit wonder type artists. But then I was like, man, the bass sounded good on that. I really like that. Um,
Mm,
and so and then from there, wanted to play more bass. Once I got into playing bass, you meet other people, you meet drummers, guitarists, and then you start listening for those things, and then you're like, oh, and you start realizing why you like certain music the way you do. And it's like, oh, it's
yeah.
because this is going on with the drums, or the keyboard's doing this, or the guitars is doing that, and you're like, ah. So yeah, so shout out to those two guys because they kind of helped develop my ears and like what to show me what to listen for.
Yeah. That's awesome because I think it shows you that you don't get to where you don't get to where you're gonna get to by yourself, and I think it's cool that you both pointed at people that like were there that were instrumental because that's how all this stuff is. Anything you do is inspired by others, and I think it's. I was talking to, we're in a group chat, and Davidson's group chat, and um, one of the things my friends always say is like, man, imagine you have a kid and then he doesn't like sports, and he just likes everything you don't like, and it sounds hilarious to be like, oh man, imagine like you just get like this Star Wars watching, Dragon Ball Z watching little kid who like just cries every time like the Fox NFL Sunday song comes out. Um, but I also have seen little kids be raised, and I was saying to my friends yesterday, like, dude, like kids like whatever you raise them to like, man, and whatever you expose them to, that's the passions that you instill. So not to say that my kid's not gonna like any of the nerd culture stuff, because I mean they might, which is fine. Doesn't really matter. Um, but like my kid's at least gonna grow up watching sports, and there's gonna be at least this like it's gonna be available to them, the same way music was available to you guys. And it's just interesting to hear you guys talk because that's what's coming out. You were exposed to it. It's not like you were looking for it. It's not like you were out there seeking music. Music was brought to you, And what, for whatever reason it caught your attention, and you were like, oh man, I want to bang the drums, or oh man, the bass does sound different here. Dang, like that's a different style, that's a different sound, whatever. And I think that's what's like cool. And I think hopefully all three of us attending different churches and impacting different people, like I just want people to raise the standard when it comes to worship, when it comes to music, not worship, music. I want just the standard to be raised so that we're presenting music to these kids and these people that are coming to like push it forward, not bring it down. Just push it forward. Because I think that's the best thing you could do. Because with teaching, it's the same. If you listen to bad teachers your whole life, you're striving to be a bad teacher. If you grow up listening to Joel Osteen, you're gonna be a bad carbon copy of Joel Osteen. And I think it's one of those things that that even that like teaching is inspirational, and it's inspiration that led me. I told David this story. I think the first time we recorded our music, I was inspired to teach the way I teach by stand-up comedians because I saw them go up with no notes. I saw them go up with nothing, and it just seemed like it was off the dome, and it wasn't. Obviously, it was all like memorized, and I thought that's believable. I believe Dave Chappelle's ridiculous story. 80% of it's probably not true, but I believe it because he is telling it like I tell somebody about my day.
He's selling it to you.
And in a sense, when you're teaching the Bible, not that you're selling it, but you're selling a point and you want to get your point across. And if you're just like glued to, and also learning as I grew up, like everyone's style was different too, and that's different. But and I gravitate towards that. So to this day, I teach no notes.
When I found out he taught with no notes, I was surprised.
No, I go up my Bible and I just let it rip. Well, at least to a lot of people, that's what it looks like. It looks like I just get up there, put my Bible, and just riff for like an hour. But there's a lot of work that goes in. But a lot of it was inspired by other people, seeing how other people would work. I remember talking to the dude that inspired me when it came to teaching was Pedro Escamilla, his father actually. And one of the things he told me was know your stuff, and if you know your stuff, you're gonna be fine. And he would talk to me about the importance of trusting your preparation. And to this day, is what I've told David. It's what I've told everybody. When people tell me, "Oh, this is not getting nervous up there," blah blah blah, and I always tell them, trust your preparation. If you've prepared, trust your preparation, because if you don't prepare, then you should freak out because you're gonna be up there and no one's gonna be there to save you. But if you have prepared, you're gonna be fine because you prepared, and you're gonna get nervous, and it's not gonna come out perfect, and you're gonna butcher little stuff here and there. You're gonna get tongue tied here and there, but you're gonna make it through because you are prepared. And that's the lesson that I learned from Pedro. Shout out to him, for that, because. And none of that. We don't get here without other people. And I think that's like an awesome way to put a bowl on this like music thing, because it's still frustrating to see musicians not take it seriously at church. It's frustrating to hear and see interviews of musicians outside of church taking music seriously enough to believe in a dream. And you see the dudes at church, and you're just like, dude, like, you're a loser, man. You don't care for this like you should. But hopefully, we're able to raise the standard a little bit. Final thoughts?
Just
could be anything. It doesn't have to be music.
Go Tide, Roll Tide. What's up?
Oh, come on.
What do you mean? What? Come on, bro. Do you know what is stitched on my Letterman jersey from high school?
What?
It's Bama. They called me Bama in high school, bro. You didn't know that?
They call me Bama, and
Dude, I kid you not.
I
I
believe
kid you
you.
not.
I believe you.
So, yeah, man, I got to roll with the tide.
Go Michigan.
Nah, that's it. That's all I got.
I gotta root for my guy Hardball. I have to. I have to. What about you, Dave? Could be anything. Doesn't have to be music. Could be whatever. If you got nothing, then that's cool too.
I'm trying to figure out what you guys were just talking about right now. Like,
College football.
I figured.
Oh, the game just started. My friend's there at the game right now. So,
oh, is he really? They're playing at the
yeah,
Rose
he
Bowl.
sent me a picture.
Is
He's
that
like,
the Rose Bowl?
Format, and I was like, dude.
What's the other one? The Peach Bowl or something that I've heard of?
The
that?
Sugar Boy.
The Sugar Boy.
Yeah. So the
Sugar Bowl.
Winners of those two play in the national championship game.
So who do you guys going for?
Michigan.
David?
Alabama.
Oh,
Alabama.
okay.
And they happen to play. I wish they would. I wish they wouldn't have played each other here. I wish it would have been the national championship game. It's like the semis.
Okay.
But yeah,
I'll root for the Revs then.
Oh, come
Well, I mean, my thing is, you guys saw the Detroit and Cowboys game, right?
oh
yeah.
Well, what'd you guys think of the last call? Was it a touchdown or was it not a touchdown?
It was, but the refs screwed them.
But I guess it turned out the refs botched the call and like were just lackadaisical about keeping track of who reported eligible.
I've never seen anything like that.
When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, it's just because I was watching with my sister, and then I saw them score. I was like, it would be a typical Cowboys game where they just let them." And all of a sudden, I see the flag. I was like, "What is happening?" I was like, "You know what? This is just the Cowboys slug where they're just gonna give it to them." I was like, "This is ridiculous." My sister's like, "No, no." I was like, "Nah, this can't be."
Your sister a Cowboys fan?
No, she's an Eagles fan, but she was watching the Cowboy game because we just happened to watch.
So she must have been pissed because she needed the Cowboys to lose.
Oh, yeah. So,
dang.
I feel bad for Dan Campbell. Like in that interview, he was like, dude, he was like fuming.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah, when he crumpled up the paper, I was like, oh no. I was like,
I have never ever seen anything like that, and it was. There's very few times in sports where I think like, damn it, the conspiracy dudes are gonna like have a valid point.
It's scripted.
And it's like, dude, if I don't think sports are scripted, or I don't like, but it was one of those like,
I don't think they are either.
Just like, come on,
it was one of those moments where you're like, dude, you kidding me? Like this?
Yeah,
it's really?
like how. Because you see the guys go walk up to him and report, like, and to anyone that doesn't know, so the rule is if you're a lineman on a passing play, you can't leave the line of scrimmage. You have to stay put.
Yeah.
So unless you walk up to the ref
and you report as an eligible receiver,
and you say, "Hey, I'm gonna line up, but I'm a receiver. I could go,"
because you see the Cowboys defense players covering him still.
Right. And so he reported, and Dan Campbell, the coach of the Lions, said after the game that he had told the ref that, hey, we're going to do this. We might do this. And, player whatever is going to be an eligible receiver. And you see in the clip them talking to the ref like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be a receiver. And you just like, I saw that. I'm like, how do you like forget that? How does that happen? Like, I
think it's just lazy refereeing. The Lions were strategic with it because they sent 3 guys to the refs. And Dan Campbell said, he's like, the rule is only one guy can report eligible. So how are you going to tell me that?
Yeah.
70 was the last guy to walk up to the little like mob of players and refs. Right. And I think the refs' excuse were like, oh, I just saw 70. So I like, they just weren't paying attention and just thought, oh, 70 is the one that reported.
It's so
even though it was
bad.
68.
It's so.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, are you? That's your job. Like, come on, man.
And honestly,
You want to know what's
CNN
funny? You want to know what's
No, go
funny?
ahead.
And I saw the clip, and I was like, dang, I hope he keeps that same energy now. But they were asking. It was from an old podcast, and they were asking
Oh, Jared
Jared
Goff.
Goff
Yes, I saw that
about
clip.
that play with the Rams and the Saints,
Yeah.
and he was all, "Oh, they didn't call it." So it's like, you feel that way now, bro? Like,
Yeah.
because it's like, so I feel
Yeah.
bad for the Lions though. I was at the hotel watching, and I was like, man, I hope the Lions like pull this one off. And then I saw the score when I was playing like on my phone, and I thought, oh, Cowboys won. And then I got home and I looked into what happened, and I was on Twitter and I saw like the comments, and I was like, hold on, what happened here? And then I went down the rabbit hole, and I was like, oh, this sucks, man. I was like, oh,
Dude,
so
I now the NFL got lucky because the Niners won yesterday, the Eagles lost, and it kind of like fixed the seeding. Because had the Niners lost yesterday and had the Eagles won yesterday, it would have been this like chaos of who gets the
right,
number one
right.
seed. Like, is this even like right? But because the Niners won, the Eagles lost. It's like, well, it kind of doesn't matter because the
It's a
Niners.
somewhat clearer picture now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like your game. I guess the only difference is, which I mean, I don't know, but it's still shaky because if the Lions win, if the Lions would have beat the Cowboys, the Niners don't clinch yesterday because the Niners needed the Lions and the Eagles to lose.
Yeah.
So I guess the NFL is hoping the Niners beat the Rams. If the Niners beat the Rams, then it doesn't matter. The Niners won their last two games. And yeah, it sucks that they screwed you, but it's not like it would
I
have
don't know.
changed.
Death to the Niners on all fronts. I'm just kidding.
we're not even involved in that game, and you're somehow gonna blame us.
I just gotta say that, Jordan, to you
Man,
specifically. That's just
dude.
like,
I was watching the Patriots game yesterday, and I was rooting for the Pats. Like, come on, Bill, stick it to them, stick it to them. Come on, Bill, you can do this. When he beat the Broncos, I'm like, come on, Bill, you got this, man. Show them you're the greatest. Show them,
dude.
God. So David likes it when the Niners lose.
What team do you go for?
He goes for the Patriots, but he
The
just
Patriots.
loves my demise. He doesn't want
Hold
to
on,
see me
it's mainly
happy.
because I don't like it when Germ
He doesn't like to see me happy on
when the
social
Niners
media.
do well and Germ gets that air about him that like they're doing good. I don't like that Germ. I'm just like, oh, like
Look,
That's
newsflash.
that's just a typical guy rooting for his
Look,
team, bro.
nobody. Look, one thing I've learned is none of my friends like that. None of them. So I get you. I understand.
that's what I'm saying.
But I told you, like I
Now,
told you.
actually, I've gotten. I mean, this is probably different, but I've gotten German when they've played the Packers, and
I'm really
I
respectful.
I learned the hard way. I was talking smack, and I got my mouth
Dude.
shut.
When then I just played the Packers like a few times in the playoffs. And I remember the first time David was like, "Oh, here we come. We're gonna get you guys, Aaron Rodgers, yada yada yada." And I never say anything because I'm a very superstitious sports fan, especially with football. And I'm just like, well, we'll see. I think we match up pretty well with you guys, but we'll see. And it just,
They're demolished.
so I just get excited for me, but I don't bring any, except the Eagles. The Eagles, I was sick of them because they acted like they beat us at full health. So when we beat the Eagles, yeah, I went at the Eagles fans. And guess what? Ivan was nowhere to be seen. Adrian was nowhere to be seen. Like, yeah,
It's just crickets chirp chirp.
yeah, like fly Eagles fly, huh? Shout out to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Cardinals.
I showed up to my mom's house. My sister's there with her Eagles gear, and I was like, "Bruh,
Dude. I know. I see that she sees my 49er stuff, and I'm just like, man, that makes me happy. I go through whoever sees my stuff, and whenever it's an Eagle fan, I'm like, yeah, Sirianni, huh? Yeah.
Jason Kelsey, bro. That's it.
He's
Jason
a better,
Kelsey, what?
he's a better podcaster than center these days. Man. Travis Kelsey,
I
too.
think both of them, bro. Where was that? Where was Kelsey last night?
Bro, Taylor Swift, bro. Hey, you know,
To each their own.
He's won 2 Super Bowls.
Hey, I'm fine with Kelsey sucking because I'm a Gronk guy, so I got to root for Gronk. Like Kelsey threatens Gronk's legacy.
The people that say that, I'm just like, dude. Tell me you don't watch. You just started watching football without telling me you just started watching football, bro. Like, cause if you saw Gronk, bro, that guy was like
A cheat code, dude.
Dude, like
everybody would run for him, and
here's my thing. What bothers me is that like it's now like you said, like modern day, it's turned into like the numbers game with stats. And don't get me wrong, like Kelsey's like he's a good, like great tight end. Like he's up there for sure. But I feel like just like the eye test, I think that when Gronk was on, when he was like at his peak, he was more unstoppable than Kelsey is now. Kelsey's gonna have longevity over him.
It's like the Tony Gonzalez thing.
Yeah,
he played a long time, so obviously his stats are gonna be really good.
Yeah,
but because to me, I feel if Kittle got the touches that Kelsey got, Kittle would put up the numbers Kelsey has, no problem. But Kittle isn't in an offense like that.
I also like to argue that Kelsey's not like a good blocking tight end. Yeah, like that's just so like even like I would take Kittle over Kelsey because he's just the more well-rounded tight end.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
And then Gronk had the star power to be a receiving tight end, and he was a good blocker too. Like he, so. But yeah, I get heated because I'll see Shannon Sharp like just stand for Kelsey, and I'm like, and I like Shannon Sharp, but I'm just like, bro, like,
dude,
you need to calm down.
I'll see some like Gronk videos, and I'm just like, bro, like Gronk is what everyone thinks. Another guy for this too, like, tell me you haven't watched football. Is Megatron.
Wait, who Megatron you said?
Yeah, because he was good, but he didn't reach. I feel like his career is very Barry Sanders, like good, really good highlights, but he left so much.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
where
yeah,
there was a lot of games. Like if you're Megatron, that's the nickname. I just feel like there's no way that guys like Richard Sherman should lock you up. And there was a lot of moments where he was locked up by these cornerbacks that are good, but if you're Megatron, should never happen. Like Randy Moss. Like Randy Moss is an all-time great. And when Revis was at his like peak, Randy Moss like put numbers on him. Like, because it's Randy Moss. Like, dude, like, you're good, but I'm Randy Moss, bro. Like, Gronkowski to me is what everyone thinks Megatron was. Because that guy, the plays he would make, there's a play against the Broncos or Colts where Brady throws it like here, and Gronk is like running this, like he's running this way, and he like stops on a dime, and you just see him like,
dude, man,
like big old arm with the brace, and you're just like, what was that? Like, how is that even fair? Or against the Colts, where he's like,
how do you defend that? It's like, what do you do?
And he just like jumps into the end zone, and he crashes with 3 dudes. And he holds the ball and he gets, and you're just like, how, like that isn't even fair. That how?
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Gronkowski.
Shout out to T Swift putting that work on
On Kelsey.
On Kelsey, so that he's not good. You know, she put that voodoo on him.
It's with that whole thing of like, oh, Taylor Swift put Kelsey on the map type of thing.
Oh man, that was funny. But also, don't sleep on the Chiefs, man. Don't sleep on Mahomes. That guy's probably gonna
Dude,
get the Super Bowl again.
all the Pat Mahomes slander on Twitter, I'm there for it. Please give me the ammo, like, dude. Yes.
It's funny because this is becoming like LeBron and Kobe type of stuff, or like LeBron Jordan.
Yeah,
because all the Brady guys don't want Mahomes,
dude. But I'm seeing these like terrible takes where I'm like, did you really not remember like the entire part of Brady's career? Because some guys are resorting to saying like, oh, he had a 10-year gap in between when he won Super Bowls, and it's like, and he still put up numbers then, like, like
the guy that I think suffers like the Kobe in this conversation is Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers is Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like Aaron Rodgers, every throw, or most throws, 90% of the throws that Mahomes does that people lose their minds over, are like, bro, I saw Aaron Rodgers do this.
Yeah.
Like on
a
random Thursday
5, 7, 10 years ago. Yeah.
Like I was watching on TikTok the other day the season where he had like 4 Hail Marys. and you're just like, this guy, it was like, oh yeah, I'll just place it there. Like if Aaron Rodgers was more likable, I love Aaron Rodgers, but I'm in the minority. But if Aaron Rodgers had another Super Bowl, I think it'd be a different conversation. It's just tough because he has one Super Bowl, and every single playoffs after the Super Bowl, he's either getting crushed by the Niners or he's losing to like Brady or Seattle.
The Giants. He was the Giants that one year?
Yeah, so it just, a lot of it is like him losing in the playoffs, so I think it's tough. But Aaron Rodgers, man, he gets forgotten in that conversation because he was Aaron Rodgers was sick, man. I love that guy. That guy was so good. But Mahomes has 2 already, so it kind of just
upsets him type of thing.
Yeah, it pushes him to the side, unfortunately, to everyone that just started watching football after the pandemic. It's just tough. What you think of Godzilla, Dave? You saw Godzilla. We did a whole Godzilla recap.
Thanks for the invite.
It was. You're here now. Spoiler alert: you haven't seen Godzilla.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good. It seemed to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were talking about it, that the -1 is like something that happens before type of thing, right? I mean, that's what it seemed like, because in the beginning it seemed like
before what,
like before the whole Godzilla versus Kong and all this whole thing. So because in the beginning of the film we see that Godzilla wasn't as big as they portrayed him. Like in the beginning of the film, he seemed
small
because the guy even mentions it. He's gotten bigger, type of thing.
He's grown, because he was a little smaller on the island in the beginning. Yeah.
So it seems that like that was, to me, that's what kind of gave it like, this is like before Godzilla became fierce type of thing, and before like the whole Titans type of thing. And lately I've been, not lately, but I've done some research like on the whole, like the monsters, the Titan monsters, and it's just like a whole different universe type of thing, which I think is pretty cool if they're able to like actually bring, which they are doing it, but bring more of those type of monsters into the film. But I think it was good. I think it was a good um addition to what other Godzilla movies are out there, and the new one that's coming out with Kong. So I think it's a very good. It gives us now a bigger story of where Godzilla comes from. How did Godzilla become the thing he is, and also gives us an introduction and different monsters. Like different, we have now they can branch out to like, oh well, they have Godzilla, now they can bring the whole story of
Yeah.
the other stuff like the moth or Kong and
Like,
the whole
yeah,
verse.
King Ghidorah. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So it's stuff like that. I think it was cool. I really liked it. I mean, I even think what hit home to me was the little where he tells the two guys, "That's not my daughter," type of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "Hey, that's not." I was like,
That,
"Whoa."
it's the two dads we've had on. That's the part that they hit, huh, David?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
in the feels.
But I
That makes
mean,
sense.
it hit me right in the feels because I'm kind of like going through something with my wife on that side, where I've seen it firsthand, uh, where a child is neglected, and me wanting just to be a father, wanting to be like, nah, I want to take care of you, type of thing. But him denying that, I was like, nah, man. It's like,
Yeah.
and then just seeing
That
Eliezer peeking over and be like, really, dude? Like, you see this dude? To me, I was like, yes, bro. That's how I feel. Like right now, that's how I feel.
you're like, oh,
I
they're
want to
like
smack
there.
this dude across the head. Like, come on, dude. Or another one I told German is like, read the room, bro. She wants you. Like, read the room. Like, come on, man. And it's like, man, like she's doing everything a wife would do to. Like, come on, man. Just read the room, bro.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me you're giving her all your money for no reason, dude. Like, come on.
The war wasn't over for him.
So I thought it was a good film. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Um, yeah. So I think that's it. Unless you guys have
Yeah.
anything. I think
Germ, did you? I'm assuming you didn't watch Iron Claw.
I haven't. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Iron Claw.
Give me.
the,
I'll watch
the
it this
Iron
week.
Claw.
We'll talk about it next week. Watch
Good,
it.
good.
Maybe we can go watch it. It's a wrestling movie. It's in the theaters.
It's a theater.
Yeah.
We still got to go watch Napoleon.
At this point, we might as well just wait till it comes out. Yeah, I
Go watch
haven't seen it.
Aquaman. How about that?
I heard Aquaman was like decent. I know it's getting a lot of slander on
Never mind. I don't want to watch it.
the web. No, but my
Yeah.
buddy wanted to go watch it, and he was like, "I don't think it deserves all the hate it's getting." So I was like,
But that's how it's always been with DC films. They've always gotten hate because Marvel somehow surpassed them, and I guess
"Yeah,
CGI and the whole getting the Avengers faster, the whole than instead of the Justice League. But again, I always think DC is more dark than Marvel, so it'll go.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, the biggest corporation just bought them, so I mean, you got Disney just owning Marvel left and right. So
Yeah,
that gives them a big plus.
mm-hmm.
There you go. That's your movie corner. Well, yeah. Well, next week. Next week, I'll have it watched by next week, and we can do a deep
Good,
dive.
good." We also got to do MVP talk soon too.
We're doing that this week. We're doing that
This
Wednesday.
okay? All right,
We're
cool.
doing that
All right.
Wednesday. Yeah. Wednesday we'll do an I'm doing the NFL pod Wednesday, so I'll bounce things off of you. We can go through them and then we'll do that MVP talk. Although we'll do the MVP talk
Okay.
on Wednesday because that's I haven't forgotten it. And then I'll do I told Angel I was gonna do the whole Sean McVay and Shanahan like connection because he's like, dude, how come these guys are so linked? And I'm like, well, these
Oh,
guys,
yeah. Okay,
these
gotcha.
guys are like boys heading back to like Houston. Like these guys have been together forever, and then it's even like the grandfather, like McVay's grandfather, is like a 49er legend in terms of like executive and all that. Where like if you look up Levi Stadium, McVay's grandfather's name is in Levi Stadium, and Shanahan's dad coached the Niners when they were like winning all the Super Bowls. He wasn't the head coach, but he was one of the coaches. So they've like grown up together forever. So that's
What's Kyle Shanahan's dad's his first name?
his Mike. Mike Shanahan.
Mike Shanahan.
Yeah, he's the one that like coached the Broncos. He won with John Elway. So it's like a football family through and through, both of these guys. So
dang,
it's just funny that they both are in the same division. They're linked. When the Niners were interviewing for because they both got hired, they got their coaching jobs the same year. So the Rams were interviewing. They wanted to interview Shanahan. They wanted it, and obviously they interviewed McVay. But Shanahan at the time was coaching the Falcons, and that's when the Falcons made the Super Bowl, the whole thing. And he told everyone, "I'm not doing interviews till after the Super Bowl." And typically, teams will hire their guys right, up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So a lot of teams were like, "Okay, well, we're not waiting for you that long. Like that's not." So the Rams said, "We're not waiting," and then McVay interviewed with the Niners, but the Niners wanted to interview Shanahan, and they kind of told everybody, "Well, we're not making a decision until after we interview Shanahan," because the Niners were one of the few teams that said, "We'll wait for you, dude. That's fine. We'll interview later." And McVay obviously wasn't going to wait because there's no guarantee that there's a coaching job, so he takes the Rams job. And when Shanahan becomes after the Super Bowl, Shanahan interviews with the Broncos. He interviews with the Niners, and at the time, the Niners were like this like chaotic team. They had like fired the coach. They had gone through 3 coaches in 3 years. So it was like we were a mess. We had the worst roster in football. Like it was just a bad time to be a Niner fan. And yeah, if you go back and look at all my tweets, every Sunday I was still writing for the Niners. So I wasn't annoying then, was I, David? I wasn't annoying then.
Yes, because you had nothing to be annoying about at the time. That's the whole point. Yeah.
Well, I just think like you go through the grade page of your team, you deserve the right to do.
Yeah, and then the Niners they offered Shanahan, but at the time the Niners weren't winning, so the Niners were viewed as this like kind of like what the Chargers are. You know, it's like there's no power, there's no leverage. So the Niners offer you a job. It's at the time it was like, thanks, okay. And Shanahan had other offers, obviously, because he was like the hot coach coming off of the off season, and he chose the Niners. And a lot of it was he grew up there. And so there's a lot of connections. So I'll do that Wednesday too, although I stepped on it here, but there's a lot, and then they coach together everywhere. But Wednesday MVP talk, and then next week we'll do the movie one because I want to watch it. It looks good, looks really good. So,
excellent.
And it's really sad. I was reading the stuff. I'm trying to read as little.
Don't read too much. Don't.
I just it's so sad. So I'm excited.
An Iron Claw?
Yeah,
the Iron Claw.
It's based on a true story on a wrestling family.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you watch it, let us know, and we're doing movie pods now.
We could have you on again, bro.
We're becoming. You guys are becoming movie critics now. You're hitting all angles.
Like David and I are just trying to get somebody to write us a check to talk, so we can.
Dude,
write us a check, and like all these guys talk about like all sorts of stuff. They'll write us a check, and we just kind of.
You guys have
David can focus on like his music and podcasting, and I can just like focus on whatever and podcasting. So we just want to catch some checks.
You guys got an audio tech?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, once the budget comes available, we'll need an audio.
Budget.
I'll do what do you call it? Internships, man. I don't care.
We'll need
He's gonna be our Jamie, like on Joe Rogan. Like, can you look that up? Can you look up real quick? What is that?
Joe Rogan's guy, Jamie. Can you look that up, please? Yeah, we're just trying to catch checks, bro. That's all we're trying to do. So, but to everyone else, guys, thank you guys for coming. David is here in the flesh. Dave is here in the flesh. David is in Paso Robles. I'll talk to you guys soon. This was a lot of fun, and thanks for coming on.
That's the pod. Thank you to David. Thank you to David. Thank you to Angel for the music, and a lot of fun recording this one. January 1st is the day of dreams, I guess, because everybody just has their goals for 2024. I guess consistency, that's the key. So hopefully have a consistent 2024, and thank you for listening to the pod. You can subscribe, and you can listen to this pod anywhere you get your pod, so please rate, review, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later on this week. Go Niners.